Let's take another call. Jerry's on the line. Hi, Jerry.
Hi, good evening, Jim.
Good evening, Jerry.
Jim, there comes no surprise to you that I want to tackle the whole Rangers subject in terms of whether they're dead or not. I think the first thing I would say is that, I've been calling this show when Peter Martin was there, probably Paul Coonigan back quite a number of years, and I think most people that would have listened to me would say that I've got a fairly fair approach to football. I haven't generally come on and attached Rangers over the years. I could also say that, I sleep fairly well at night. I've got a fairly diverse life. But having said all of that, I've listened with great interest to the coverage over the last two nights, and particularly the response of the panellists to this whole Rangers debate. And to be honest, it reminds me of that novel 50 Shades of Grey, because I don't think...
Watch where you're going with this.
Well, no, what I mean is I don't think that their general response seems to be fairly uniform, and I don't think that's representative of, a lot of what's going on. I mean, I think of Darrell's own stablemate. I remember buying the Herald, I think it was in June, and their own front page referred to Rangers as death and demise. And Charles Green himself, Jim, also said that he wanted to get a CVA agreed to try and preserve the history. And, that Rangers' death, unfortunate as it is, was reported widely in the newspapers at that particular time. And, of course, there was an attempt for them to be brought back into the SPL and back into the First Division. And, again, I think the view of the club chairman almost universally was that they should be treated as a brand new club, and they started life in the Third Division. Now, I accept there are different viewpoints, Jim, but I think the way that Celtic fans are presented, it's as if, we're dull, that most of us wanted this, which we don't. I enjoyed Old Firm games and what it brought to the game, but at the end of the day, Rangers had an opportunity to agree a CVA with their creditors and preserve their history. That's how they presented it. That's how the newspapers presented it. Unfortunately, they weren't successful in doing so, and therefore the club died at that particular point. Now, where I would agree, their history is retained. The history was retained up until the day they died. Nobody will take away their achievements, but really, I think as far as the vast majority of Scottish football fans are concerned, they are a new club and they have been treated accordingly. I think the Montrose programme was no accident, because that's how a large majority of ordinary football fans see them. And my contention is, Jim, that that's not really reported properly within the newspapers. People that take that view are represented as either bigots or idiots, and I think that's grossly unfair.
Well, I think we'll let you have your viewpoint there, Jerry.
To be fair, Jerry, I would. You're entitled to your opinion, but I will just take what Michael said on it, the lawyer.
Did you hear that, Jerry?
Yes, I did hear that. But, I think that, as I say, the Rangers tried...
Jerry, why are you so bothered about this, Jerry, honestly? Why? I mean, the problem you've got, the perception is that there's a section of people, certainly that phone this programme, and you're one of them, utterly obsessed with this. Utterly obsessed. You've got a football team that is in a draw on Thursday morning for the biggest club competition in the world, and you're on here tonight, we're talking about the draw earlier, and you just bang on all the time about Rangers. Utterly obsessed. Why is that?
Darrell, I think part of that is because of remarks that you made.
No, it's not, Jerry, because you phone in all the time. You've never talked about Celtic once in the 9 years I've been here.
Well, listen, I think that is nonsensical. I've made numerous calls to Hugh Keevins and Gordon Strachan.
Well, I'm talking about me.
Sorry?
I'm talking about me.
Well...
You're obsessed with Rangers, Jerry.
Well, I don't think that's accurate. To what I'm saying, Darrell, is that I rarely see any of the journalists that are panellists in this programme comment and make any kind of reference to the fact that most football fans, I would say, outside of Rangers believe...
And why do you think that is, Jerry? Because most football fans outside the Rangers don't like them.
No, don't you think that's simplistic?
But that's the facts. That's the
grossly
facts.
unfair.
Well, the public opinion in the summer was that every single football fan wanted their chairman to put Rangers out of the league. So
Yes,
I think we'll take a stab that they don't like them very
That
much.
was fairly simple reason, Darryl. That's because they owed creditors a huge sum of money. They were unable to pay those creditors, and the football fans felt it was only right that they couldn't remain
and
in
they were totally entitled to that opinion.
because of that.
Totally entitled to that opinion. But what I'm saying is,
I don't think it was based on not liking them. I
But
think
why-
it was based on a desire
why
for
would you-
natural justice.
why would you not listen to the words of your fellow supporter Michael, who's a lawyer? Why would you not listen to that
Well-
and just put the whole issue to bed?
Well, listen, lawyers have diverse opinions in a whole range of
Right. So the lawyer, so he's talking rubbish.
No, I'm not saying that. I mean, I know, for example, Paul McConville, who's a former
Who?
lawyer, who's a blogger, has made comments.
Never heard of him.
And that's I mean, I think the idea that Michael is the be-all and end-all in
No,
all matters
end
regarding
of the
the
day-
demise of Rangers is you know.
I mean, you know, disrespect, Jerry, but I would always take the word of a lawyer in these matters.
Well, what I would say, Darryl, is that I am not saying that I am an authority on this matter. What I am saying is that the station's reporting of the subject and the panel's response,
come on, Jerry.
I don't think has been reflective of
Come
the
on,
views.
Jerry. We've had night after night for months on this, and it's nearly 2013. Can you not draw a line under it and talk about your own team? Come on, give me a Celtic point, Jerry, before I
Jerry,
go.
give him a Celtic point.
Please.
He's going to America.
Please.
And if you can't give him a Celtic point, read me out a chapter of 50 Shades of Grey, please.
Thank you very much indeed. I'm going to cut that short or long, whatever way you look at it, because there's news coming from Ibrox. Team news from Alison.